I was thinking today about who I respect less. Um, here are the two groups of people I can't decide who I respect less. Are you ready? MAGA people who are still supporting this rapist, pedophile, con man, Russian asset traitor to his country, who most of whom think they're on the right side of history. The ones that really love him, they think he's going to save the children and drain the swamp and fight the deep state. They're mentally ill and they're in a cult, and people go, don't call them mentally ill. Well, you are mentally ill. I mean, following a cult is in itself a form of mental illness, in my humble opinion as a layman. But these people believe. They believe that everybody in Hollywood really is a pedophile that drinks baby blood, and George Soros really does pay all the protesters, and Nancy Pelosi is worshiping Satan at the Pizzagate place as we speak. They believe it all because they're mentally ill and they're stupid. I can't decide if I respect them less or the people who know exactly the world of shit that we are facing. People who think and feel everything I think and feel. They know that we are going to be double fucked real soon if something doesn't happen. And they're not saying a fucking word. And they're not showing up. They're not protesting. They're not speaking up. They don't have a sign in the yard. They don't have a post on their page. They don't have a yell in their voice. They're just going about their day and pretending that it's not happening while Russia literally topples the oldest democracy on planet Earth. Russia, who is not even a strong country. They have a terrible economy. They have terrible inflation. They can't even fight their own wars. He's having to borrow troops from North Korea because his people don't want to fight. Almost 1 million of the able-bodied men in Russia left the country because they don't want to fight in his bullshit wars and they don't support him. His people don't support him. He is small and weak and stupid. He's almost as small and weak and stupid as Joe Rogan. They're both small men pretending to be big. And I know how fucked we are, and I know millions of you know how fucked we are. And what are you doing? What are you doing? Talking? You're talking? You know what? I don't like this. Okay, fucking do something then. Because I want to respect you and I want to admire you, but at least the people that are supporting the fascists, they really think they're on the right side of history. Whereas you know what you should be doing. You know how fucked we are. You know that this is wrong. You know that we are weeks away from full-on autocracy, and you're doing nothing. At least those people think they're virtuous. At least they're still speaking their minds and doing what they think is right, even though it's completely wrong. You know what's right, and you're silent and absent. And I don't want to lose friends. I don't, but fuck. What has to happen for you to do something? They're putting legal immigrants in concentration camps. They're kidnapping Canadians and putting them in prison while they're visiting the US. They're denying entry to scientists, arresting scientists, threatening to deport scientists back to countries that are hostile to them. They have fired half the staff. Planning to fire half the staff of Social Security. They have fired more veterans than any president in United States history. And it's not austerity. It's not to cut the deficit and lower the debt. If that was the case, they wouldn't be giving themselves a tax cut that will add $4 to $5 trillion to the national debt. It's obviously not about austerity or fiscal conservatism, or they wouldn't be doing something that adds a massive percentage to the debt. They are dismantling this country, all of it. Pete Hegseth is there because they needed somebody stupid and shitty and drunk and immoral. They need someone they can compromise. They need someone dumb enough and ethically impotent enough to do what they tell them to do. Same with RFK, a former heroin addict with a brain worm who tried to sexually assault his kid's babysitter. Tulsi Gabbard, a Russian asset as head of national intelligence. Kristi Noem, a fucking puppy murderer, going and standing in front of men in cages, basically at a concentration camp, wearing a $60,000 Rolex. I could go on and on. These are fascists, and they are taking over our country, and a lot of you are doing dick. And I'm asking you, why the fuck are you not doing anything? Because I shouldn't have to get on and beg you to come to protest. I should have to be on the phone coordinating with volunteers going, I don't know where we're going to put all these people. I didn't know it was going to be this big. That should be the problem I'm having. And everybody loves to comment online or send me 1,000 messages telling me what I should talk about and what I should do and what I should elevate and what I should amplify. What I need you to do is get your fucking ass in the streets. Because if you don't fight them now with the simplest act of protest, you will have to physically fight them. There's only a couple of ways to fight fascism and oligarchy and autocracy. And one of them is massive peaceful protest. And the other way is much fucking harder. So if you think protests are hard, then you should flee the country or build a bunker and hide in it for 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. If you think me asking you to show up and protest is too difficult, and listen, before you send me your life story, I'm not talking about you're physically disabled and you can't come. Obviously, I'm not talking to you. Obviously. Although I had people there last weekend in electric wheelchairs. I've had people come out with walkers. I've had very elderly people come and stand beside me at these protests. But I get it. You're physically disabled. You can't make it. It's not who I'm not talking to you. You literally don't have a dime and you can't afford to come. I'm not talking to you then. That eliminates 10% of the population. A lot of you can come and you're not. Some of you I know, you're not saying a word. Not a word. I'm not talking about people that can't come, who are physically or financially impossible for you to come. That's not who I'm talking to. I'm talking about all the people who do have the resources to come, who are able-bodied, who do have a voice, who do have the means to speak up and show up and stand up, and you're doing nothing. And it's real fucking hard to respect you, let alone admire you. And I would love to hear why you're not. Are you just scared? Because if you think this part's scary, wait till it gets physical. Because if you don't stop them now, that's what happens. They're disappearing legal immigrants. They've already said they plan to deport 500,000 legal immigrants, people who are not breaking laws. They're kidnapping these people. Some of these people from Venezuela, one guy was a baker, worked at a bakery. They arrested him. He's in a concentration camp now. Family hasn't heard from him. Maybe they never will. One dude was a gay hairstylist and makeup artist. There's a reporter that has a video of them beating him in a concentration camp. Here legally, no criminal record. If you think they won't do that to American citizens, then you're fucking stupid or you're mentally ill. Because they will, and they're going to. And people like me. And if you give a fuck about me, then come and fucking stand with me then, God damn it. Because the only thing that will stop them from getting to people like me is people like you. Because it's going to be hard to arrest me if there's 10,000 other people doing what I'm doing. But if me and a handful of my friends are the only ones doing it, then we're going to be real fucking easy to get. And part of it's going to be your fucking fault because you didn't do anything. And I know you don't like this video. You don't like the way it's making you feel. Well, fucking sorry. If you've been showing up and you've been speaking up and you've been doing work, then this video is not to you. Thank you for what you're doing. But 95% of this country is doing fucking zero. Nothing. Some of you are sitting around talking about how much you like it, don't like it, while you buy shit you can't afford and don't need from Amazon and other fascist-owned companies. You're talking about how much you hate fascism while you mail them your fucking dollars. You're still going to the businesses that support this piece of shit. You're not doing anything, not even the simplest things. So if this happens, it's going to be on you. It won't fucking be on me. If I live to be an old man and I got a grandkid that says, why didn't you fight? I'll say, I did fucking fight. But a bunch of other Americans didn't do shit. And y'all are fucking, all of us, including me, we're privileged and we're sheltered. And we think that because the only places we've really seen get bombed were across the ocean, that it can't come here. And motherfucker, let me tell you, it can come here. And it's gonna come here. This isn't just a bunch of rich piece of shit, racist bigots fucking us out of everything we have. It's that, for sure. It's that. But it's not just that. Donald Trump is a Russian asset working for Vladimir Putin to topple the oldest democracy on planet Earth. And nothing matters more than that. As much as Social Security matters, nothing matters more than the fact that Russia is toppling our democracy and Donald Trump is their puppet. And you are helping them because you're not doing anything. So on behalf of the fascist, thank you for helping them. Thank you for helping them by being fucking silent and absent and cowardly. You either need to join us or you need to get the fuck out of this country while you still can. That's my advice to you, and I'm serious. I am going to be marching in Atlanta, protesting CNN, demanding that these media outlets tell the fucking truth, demanding that they stop bending the knee to fascists, demanding that they cover our protest. I'll be in CNN. Carlos Alvarez Araños is going to be leading for me in DC. I've got a great group of volunteers leading in Boca Raton at Newsmax. And we've got a great group of people protesting Fox News in New York City. You need to come. I'm not asking you to fly from Wisconsin to Boca Raton. I'm telling you, if you're in or near New York City, you need to fucking be there. If you're in Miami or Fort Lauderdale or anywhere near Boca Raton, you need to fucking be there. If you're anywhere near DC, you need to be there. If you're anywhere near Atlanta, you need to come and stand with me. Because until this country and everyone in it and every other country around the world sees stifling numbers of people in the streets, nothing will change and we will continue to get fucked. And it will be your fault if you don't do anything. So come stand with me. Don't sit around and do nothing.